Hello friends and followers, welcome to another episode. This is a special episode 11, 16th of July 2017. I only just heard about this story and I thought I would present it to you, as you may not have heard about it as well. This is a true story, the bizarre case of Bob Smith, the hybrid alien, with 7 tons of ammunition. The initial story is that he was found decomposed in his car parked outside his condo in California, which is quite warm, and no one noticed someone sitting in the car for 2 weeks, which is very strange. And when the police searched his condo, they found $5 million of weapon cache of 1,200 weapons, mostly guns, but also some explosives and knives, and also he had 17 modified SUV cars and also 7 tons of ammunition. This was only 2 years ago and happened on the 4th of July 2015. FBI and CIA were on the scene to try and investigate the man and try and figure out why he had so much ammunition and weapons, and of course to see if he was part of a terror cell or a cult. The story gets more bizarre as we carry on. Several neighbours said the man was known only as Bob in the local area, and described himself as a gun fanatic who claimed to have worked covertly for either the FBI or the CIA. His fiancée had lived in the townhouse on Palisades Drive for years, they said. He would say crazy things to people, like he does night missions swimming to Catalina, said one neighbour, who declined to give her name, saying she was afraid. He would come and tell us he would show us self-defense moves. So this man here, called Jeffrey Allen Lash, which was the alias Bob Smith, age 60, was the one that was determined to be in the car that had decomposed, that no one could recognise him. His fiancée here, LeBron, apparently told the police that she helped him into the car and placed a blanket on him as he was suffering from cancer and was going to die in the car, and he told her to shut the door and leave him there, and his secret agents will dispose of his body and deal with all the ammunition and weapons that he has in storage, and that she should leave town. The reason was that he told them, and they believed him, that he was part alien and he was working with a secret branch of government in order to save the world. Also, the employee of this couple had vanished, Dawn Van Bunker, and the fiancée said that she left town with him in the car for 2 weeks and come back to find him still in the car, decomposing, which was a disgusting sight, and she called the cops, who then called FBI and all the other agencies. She told them that she didn't understand why his body wasn't picked up like he said, and they couldn't see any foul play, and had to call in the bomb squad and chemical disposal squad, because he had all sorts of different weapons and explosives and bombs. They also found a mass of cash of $240,000 in storage, and also he had 17 modified SUV cars, one that could even go in the water, amphibious as it's known. Dawn Van Bunker's mother believes her 39-year-old daughter has been caught up in the middle of a mysterious death investigation and may be suffering from a mental breakdown. According to Laura Van Bunker, her daughter believes Lash was an alien sent to Earth to protect us. I can't believe this, she told the news channel in a telephone interview. It was worse than a Twilight Zone movie, and we lived through hell. Fiancé left him in the SUV near the home and went to Oregon with Dawn Van Bunker, whose family reported her missing 2 days later. Acacia Weapons took days to truckload from his apartment or condo, and when they investigated him, they couldn't find any income or how he earned all the money to buy the millions of dollars worth of weapons and how he supported himself. They couldn't dismiss him as a basic hoarder where they don't get rid of things, because it seemed to have a purpose. So it was a real strange case, a real strange mystery to solve. Okay, the statement changes a wee bit here. Here's a statement from her lawyer, called Bron. On the 4th of July, the man, Catherine Netrun, and 2 friends were in the parking lot of Bristol Farms on Wilshire Boulevard in Santa Monica when the man began feeling hot and sick. They tried to cool him down with ice, but it didn't work and he died. So he didn't die from cancer. The fiancée, Catherine, wasn't sure what to do with the body, but figured the same unnamed agency watching him would know that he died and would come for him. The woman went on a trip to Oregon and come back to find him still in the car, decomposing. Now, this brings in conspiracy theories, and it starts with first Linda Moulton Howe, who breaks the Jonathan Lash case, now, which is strange because I thought his name was Jeffrey Allen Lash, so I'm a bit confused there, who claimed to be a alien hybrid, died parking lot of the grocery store Whitley Schreiber uses every few days. That's the guy that was abducted by aliens. Lash died in the parking lot of the grocery store, and whereupon his girlfriend took him to a distant location where the body was found by police 12 days later. He was discovered with $230,000 cash, thousands of weapons, tons of ammunition. It was claimed that he was an alien-human hybrid working for NSA. But what's the real story? Is that bizarre? Or even more bizarre? There was an 11-minute report on Coast to Coast here to the incredible story, and as it unfolds, and the bizarre detail over a full hour. So the question is, why is Linda's story completely different to the other news reports? And why is the name not matching up? Very strange. Sounds like she may not have the full details. So everyone was reading these different reports and wondering what the real story was. So the story changing adds to the conspiracy, and now we get on to his father, who they claim was a microbiologist and who worked for the Defense Department. They say here in July 1947 he became part of the research team that was assembled by the Office of Naval Research to investigate the recovered flying saucer at Roswell, New Mexico. I'm not sure where they got that fact from. But this is where the linking in maybe the ideas of alien hybrid is actually true, but there was no proof that he had alien DNA, as no DNA tests were conducted at the autopsy, so no one has determined how the alien story took wings in the media. Well, it took wings in the media because the lady said, and the mother of the daughter said, that he told him that he was an alien hybrid. So you can start to see how these conspiracy theories start, and it's from misinformation and disinformation and different stories being told. And also they claim here in the next part that his car was in a popular area for Hollywood movie production, and security would have noticed the car parked outside for all that time as suspicious, because there would have been a lot of traffic along that location. I don't know if that's true either, but clearly he wasn't discovered because the fiance came back and found him still there. So they managed to find his bio on the above site, which is no longer existing. Senior investigative journalist was his occupation, but I think that was part-time, because if you read further down, it says here he can divide his time between his finance and his full-time occupation as a private contractor for the branch of the United States government. So that sort of verifies that he was doing two jobs, and obviously paid under the table, because if they didn't find any tax records and any receipts where all that money come from. Age 60, education Matter, I think they mean Master of Applied Science from the University of Southern California. So there you go. Interesting story, strange case, weird, bizarre facts that seem to vary. So I hope you liked the episode and hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you again next episode. Stay safe, everybody.